All right, Bill, I'll let you move forward with, let's start with Title V inspections, I guess.
Yeah, we have 71 Linden Street, and that was a straightforward pass.
Okay. That was the only one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see, permits.
Yep, 186 Highland Street is that O'Brien farm, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And it's been purchased by Keith Gilchrist. So he's transferring the active septic permit, which was activated back in 2021, to his name. So it's a change in ownership.
Which permit? Title V permit?
No, 186 Highland Street,
Right, but he's
Transfer.
transferring which permit?
septic system permit.
Septic, thank you.
Is that the
Was that
horse
still under-
farm? Or is that the
Across the street.
unfinished house and barn?
Yeah, it's the house and barn.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Was that still under Robert O'Brien or the wife? Well,
Either wife or daughter, I think, was handling it.
oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and his brother Paul was involved.
There you go. Right. That's the name I was thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the earlier legal docs had Abigail. I don't know if that was wife or daughter, but
Yeah. Okay,
Keith's excited about moving to Berlin.
good.
I went by there one day and there must have been 6 or 8 trucks around there.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of activity.
Well, his building permit, as far as I know, has been issued, so that if you back to the street, the smaller building to the left will become a 3-bedroom home.
Right. I believe it was just all framed inside, but not a
Yes.
whole lot else done.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Okay, Bellevue Road. Now, did you get a letter from
Yes.
Victoria, Bill?
Yeah, I thanked her today for that letter and for her heads up on the team
Oh.
that could handle the horde
Right.
if allowed. Paul and I met with Victoria, with COA, Police Chief Shatner, and Fire Chief Clark last week to try to formulate a new strategy, which we've come up with, which is going to set a condemnation hearing 90 days out. And, hopefully that will prompt the owner to work with Victoria to take some action, getting rid of some of those vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of the situation is just going on, and there are really 2 levels of importance here. One is the safety, health, and welfare of the inhabitant of the house, and the other is all the old and rotting vehicles with possible oil, gasoline leaks into the soil. So there's environmental as well as personal issues.
Correct. And everybody's got a private well, so
Yeah.
certainly a valid concern. So we're going to issue that. Paul, I'll let you know once that's drafted and ready for
Okay.
signature, and we'll send it out.
All right. Coburn Road. Oh, that's the junkyard
Yep.
situation. Okay.
I went through the file today in great detail, and I found the newer junk dealer's license does not have the same wording as the year before, which specifically spelled out no idling beyond 5 minutes. So I'm going to email Mary to see why that was omitted from the most recent license. And I think it's coming up in April or May. And if that's the case, I think they should add that wording.
Right.
Also, there's a letter from the selectmen, a couple letters that indicate that the complainant should contact the police department whenever that idling issue arises. So, that seems pretty straightforward. As far as the noise complaint, Paul, myself, and building inspector who has a noise meter need to just arrange a site visit, maybe when the weather's a little bit better, to see, number one, if the business activities raise the background noise level above 10 decibels above background, and also if any of the noise level breaches the town's, I think it's 50 or 55 decibel at property
I
line.
think
So
it's 55. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
so that'll be happening fairly soon, maybe early March.
And I believe that decibel level is being looked
Yes.
at by the planning board.
Yep.
Um,
It seems very low, but I mean,
Yes,
it's
it
something the
does.
town needs to discuss. But it's on the books now, so,
Yep, it's exactly.
if we do an investigation and it's above that, it'll have to be dealt with. So we got the state's 10 decibels above background, and we get the town's limit, right now it's set, but if that changes, where it falls on that spectrum.
Okay. Did you have anything else, Bill? Anything new?
No,
Boy, it has been pretty light for a while. We gonna get swamped in the spring or what?
yeah, I think things will change once the weather breaks.
Okay.
How is our South Street project coming along, Billy? Is that pretty much what we're doing?
Let's see, there's I think there's 5 or 6 wells in, and I think 3 or 4 building permits issued. So, there's a couple foundations in.
She's
There are a
rolling.
couple
Just,
houses almost built.
Oh, I haven't been buying them. It happened
I
Oh
quick.
my
heard it.
gosh,
I heard from my mom's house.
it's like
I heard
somebody
hammering.
watered a chia pet and all of a sudden there's a couple houses.
Well, I'll tell you, I was out there, it was just maybe a week and a half ago for a water sample, and all it was a foundation. So that's quick.
Yeah, Thursday, just take a drive by.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess just a heads up, Highland Ridge is approaching occupancy requests, so I've emailed them a list of items that I need for sign off, and they're working on them. So
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up also. I hope Concom's aware of that because I think there's something in their agreement that works against piecemeal occupancy permits up there.
well, they better
That
follow up.
will be a, if that's so, that'll be a rude awakening for the developer.
Yes. Well, now that you bring up Concom, I should probably bring up the Car Road Beaver
Beavers, yeah.
situation. It's really dragging on. I've contacted the contractor for the person that's applying for the water control device installation over a month ago, and told him that he needed to get what he's proposing to conservation for their review. And I think he's already missed 2 meetings, so it's just not happening. The
Wow.
owner, the property owner is very frustrated, and I can't do anything until conservation says yes. So until they get what they need from him, our hands are tied.
Mhm. What, on the water test, starting again in town, Billy, or there was an opening to have your water tested, I see somewhere, or?
Well, our cap is done. I don't know if DEP's PFAS program has started in town.
Oh, that might have been what I saw. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, I think, I did see that actually. Maybe our cap's working with DEP, but I haven't heard any specifics on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I talked about test kits in that situation.
Yeah, well, let's, review for the others that weren't involved. I mean, that all happened so quickly. We decided to order the test kits. We actually asked Amy Grenier from accounting to order them through Amazon Business Prime. They had the cheapest price. So in that way, we didn't have to jump through hoops with paperwork or anything else. Amy just submits the bill. And Donna, when you see it, we gotta be taking funds out of different accounts, so.
Okay,
um,
Will-
I'll check with them to see what account.
Will
Okay,
we be reimbursed through the government account through COVID at all on that?
Not
Do we know?
on
No.
this first order. This first order is coming out of our kitty and some other
Yeah.
town approved funds.
we had some public safety funds that were
Right.
issued years ago.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
remember.
using all of that. And then the
Okay.
town is gonna have to kick in about maybe 1,500 or so to cover these first batch of kits.
Okay.
I mean, they're not cheap,
No, I
Hmm.
know. That's why I didn't know if there was any COVID
$18
relief
a
fund.
kit, so.
Wow,
How much?
wow.
Wow, yeah, more than I thought, yeah. Well, I
Well,
think
then
we're gonna, it'll drop off, people asking, I hope.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should. I think we're almost out of it, knock on wood.
I drove
So-
around to 4 pharmacies in Hudson and Clinton, looked to see what they were charging, and they were all over the place.
Really?
And some were $10 for a single test kit. The others were $24 for a 2-pack. I saw up to $39 for a 2-pack at CVS in Hudson.
Wow.
Oh.
that's high.
Mike,
That's high.
Yeah,
So I thought the price for 18, and we had to get something. I mean, these were available and we should receive them Thursday.
oh. Okay.
We're gonna have to, decide where we're gonna store them initially.
oh, right, yeah.
Oh, under lock and key.
Is there any room in the cage downstairs?
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
think there is, because they should come in cardboard boxes that don't take up a whole lot of room.
Yep.
I'll be talking
Chief-
with Chief Clark and
There you go.
see where we are with that.
Mask mandate. Now we have one currently in place for the town buildings.
Yep.
I asked for this to be on the agenda because I think we need to set a marker as to how long we continue the mask mandate. So I'd like all your opinions. I mean, I'd set it and say when the positivity rate reaches like 2%.
What
I
are
would
other
have
towns doing, Billy? Oops, excuse me.
It varies. I think Bolton's kind of just keeping an eye on, what's happening in town. Lancaster has actually set out 3 parameters that once 2 are met, they'll drop it. So, it really depends on what's happening. It's hard to give a date per se. It's really what's happening with the numbers.
Right. So we're good for now, everybody, or?
Well, it's in place. No one's really squawking about it, so
No,
let it ride and see what
Yep.
happens.
I hear
Do
you.
we want to set parameters ahead of time, though?
Well,
when it
that's why I
stops?
was- That's why I was kind of bringing this up, so that we have
Right.
an end goal.
Right. Should have something to do with vaccination rates, percentage of
well, I'm
positives, but what else? I don't know.
gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay,
Uh, You know, if you, let's say you use a benchmark of 2% positivity, okay? And that happens next Wednesday.
Right.
What about what happens on Thursday or Friday? I'm afraid that if you go with a hard number, we could kick ourselves in the backside. I would rather monitor. I mean, we meet every 2 weeks,
Yep.
another week or 2 with a mask mandate, I don't think is personally that big a deal. It shouldn't be at this point. I mean, people are well doctrinated in terms of what has to happen. I like the idea of criteria, but criteria, that door can swing both ways. And I'm just a little leery of having a hard and fast number. If we set a 2% positivity rate for 5 days, okay, maybe that's an approach, or for X number of days.
Oh, yeah, I
Something-
wasn't ready to run out and say, okay, it hit 2, drop the mask.
Well,
But-
right,
Yeah.
and that's why we have to be careful how we phrase this.
But the
Yeah.
minute people heard that the Worcester school system was considering dropping their mask mandate, people in the town hall were saying, well, when are we gonna do that? So
Mm.
It is frustrating.
I was just bringing it up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
Yeah,
think
my-
it's something to monitor and Paul, as you said, keep it as kind of a rolling topic on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter's school, they dropped the mask mandate on Monday. And I'm like, my daughter's a first grade teacher. You know all those kids aren't immunized yet.
Right.
I
right.
thought that was really irresponsible.
Yeah, the overall feeling is it might be just a little bit too soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're
know.
getting
I
there, but
mean,
not quite.
after 2 years, everybody is anxious, certainly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but at what cost? I mean, I'd
Yep.
rather wear it a little bit longer just to
Yep.
be a little bit safer, so.
I agree.
it's
Yeah.
really difficult to assess the risk and,
Mm.
let's follow the science and let's follow the tracking in terms
Yeah.
of hospitalizations and blah, blah, blah,
I think we-
all that stuff,
Yeah.
which is
I
on
think
the
we
news
stay on the
daily.
safe
so,
side, Paul.
Yeah,
Like
so
you
like,
said,
yeah.
Stay on
Yeah,
the
so-
safe side.
Yeah,
Yes, every 2 weeks we'll revisit it.
that's
Maybe
all.
That'll be, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. FY '23 transfer station sticker rates. What are your feelings? Leave them the same?
I think what we need to do is some basic math calculations, looking at our numbers from the last fiscal year, and then applying the new contract rates to those numbers to see what the costs come out as, and use that as a touchstone or a guidance in terms of what we do. I know on some of the bulk items, those price sheets are dated and need to be cleaned up.
Yep.
I don't know what Pete's supply is of those, but I can certainly find out. I'm also, I don't think the container that we have for textiles and so forth is going to make much difference on our trash bill, either with revenue or avoided tip costs. I am having conversations with Fresh Start. But again, that's not something I want to take to the bank. That would be more of a service to our residents in terms of, they might be able to avoid paying to get rid of some furniture if Fresh Start will take it. And that's setting up one of the possible conversations or scenarios I had with the director of Fresh Start was, on the third Saturday of the month, if people have furniture they want to get rid of, they can bring it to the transfer station when somebody from Fresh Start would be there with a truck to say, yeah, that's good enough, we'll take it, so you don't have to pay for it. And if they reject it, well, then the resident will have to pay whatever our fee is to get rid of it in the open top.
And Paul, Donna and I are going to be, well, at least I am, taking a stab at getting stuff up on the website. So you had talked about information you'd like to get up. If you could drop that off to the Board of Health office?
You want it to the Board of Health office? All right, I had it in my hands today. I will bring it there.
Well, see, Donna's been kind of teaching me how to scan things.
Okay,
Oh, teach me.
And I just thought, if we get those things scanned, and then, two heads better than one. And we got to get her to Friday because she's going on a cruise and she refuses to pack me in.
Again?
No, it's been 2 years. No, it's right before COVID. It was my
Yeah.
last cruise.
I've
That's
offered to
lucky.
carry her bags for her and she just,
Yeah, next time. Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, I need a break.
and
It's
I
been a
will
rough year.
I'll go back and look at all the numbers for the stickers and versus the trash rates and
Okay.
see what I come up with.
One of the aspects of putting things online is scanning it and getting it on our website is one thing, but we want to also let people know that various information is available on our website. So we've got to dovetail that in somehow.
Well, I do learn from the young ones. And so once we get the information up and we like it, we'll just copy Victoria and put something out on the Blinky Sound sign
Yeah.
around and saying, check out the new Board of Health website or whatever.
Hmm.
With fuel costs, all you, Paul, Susan, Donna, have we seen a big increase with, have they levied that on us yet, much, or?
No, I mean, we
Hauling
have
costs?
contracted rates.
Fuel costs, Paul, have they?
No, they haven't done anything.
We've done really well with working with them again this year, yeah.
Hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, and the cardboard seems to be doing better too. There's a little bit less
Yeah.
pickups, so that's good.
Well, yeah, the number of pickups has basically been cut in half for the last 2 months. Instead of every week, it's every other week. So
Yeah.
that's an automatic $280 saving. And
Nice.
we're getting 3+ tons, which comes out to $300 and something of revenue per load. So,
Good job, Paul.
well,
Yeah.
it was like pulling teeth to get.
I know.
Hmm.
Okay,
There
and the
you go.
last issue we have is a half-year sticker versus a new resident half-price sticker.
Yeah,
And Donna and I can't figure out how people can show up and buy a sticker in January or February. What in the hell have they been doing with their trash for the first 6 months of the year?
Right.
yeah, because we had 2 of them recently, because it says specifically, half year new resident. And I went to, plug him in and I'm like, no, he's not a new resident. So that's twice.
Really?
in the last
Okay.
couple of weeks. So I brought it up to Sue going, this is specifically, it says new resident half year fee.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you shouldn't get the benefit of buying a half year sticker. You should be paying the late fee because you're a
Yes, for
resident,
sure.
So,
Correct. I agree.
yeah.
Well,
So-
something we should-
Trying to think of something that would verify whether you're a new resident, some bill, some document.
Right.
Well, if we sold you a sticker last year, you're
Well,
not.
if you're on, if we compared it to a list, sure.
Right, well, that's the rub. It's like they don't have the access to the computer down there at the transfer station. And when Pete and I were kind of having a little tiff, he suggested the 3-part, going back to the 3-part receipts, so he could keep a copy of the books there. So if somebody for a second sticker or whatever, that he was gonna flip through the book.
We can do
Why
that.
can't we give them a list?
A list, well, because it's a
But you
list of,
Changes.
Update it
yeah,
every week.
yes.
That's
That
a
would-
lot of paper.
Yeah, that would be
Right.
kind of hard to do. Because I guess the issue was like for people who wanted to buy the second sticker or something, and then it's like, well, they never bought a first sticker, and he's like, well, how can I prove it? And I'm like,
Right.
they're supposed to have the receipt, and he's not getting a receipt, so,
We'll go back to the 3-part, Donna.
okay,
I
and
mean-
then they can have a copy of the book,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's even gonna work. It just,
I can
But it-
understand if someone buys a new car or if they bought a second car, something like that, but
Right.
that's not the issue here.
no,
Yeah.
because we had one receipt, and it's like for a second sticker. And I'm looking and I'm like, they never bought a first sticker. And the receipt they referenced was from last year. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so
You-
it's just,
Do you know, would you recognize those names?
this was one of the ones that we were doing with Pete. So, we may have that written down somewhere, because he's like, well, they had the receipt, and I'm like, yeah, but it was the last year.
Yeah, one of the issues with the three-part thing is, that
Yeah.
it's totally disorganized. He would have to thumb through every single receipt on that book.
Exactly.
So
No, I know, I was just, he and I were
printing
just
out a
kinda-
list might be a pain, but it might be the surest way. I don't know.
Well, it would be great if
need
I
to-
could email him a list, but he doesn't do
No.
email. So, I mean, I'm just, like, I could print out a list every Friday,
Well,
but, you know,
I don't
I
think
don't,
that-
can you sort so that it's by date? So that if you print out a list for February 1st, okay,
probably,
and then you need it, then you printed out a list for the following week, it would be by date, which would only be a limited number of stickers. It wouldn't be the whole list,
right.
the whole previous list.
But Donna
So-
would have to go through the whole list, Paul.
Not
I-
necessarily.
Well, we can sort it in Excel, we can set some
Right.
parameters.
Oh, okay. yeah.
But then it's
I'm
like,
thinking about trying to use the computer as much as possible to get this
Right.
done and simple.
right, I'm just trying to think of the.
Well, think about it. I don't
Yeah,
give you an answer right now, but let's
Right.
see if there might be something with that approach.
Yeah, I mean, it would be so nice to have a computer down there, but I don't even know if it's, you know,
No,
operator, you know, and,
I don't think, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that would work actually down there.
yeah.
And we don't have Wi-Fi now.
Oh, that's right too.
All right, right.
That's right too. Okay, well,
Our
Yeah, 'cause-
technology and equipment and personnel all match.
As
Right.
Paul said, though, a review in February and then one in July, we'd know who's doing it, or, you know, that, I don't know, just, you know, one's a half year and one isn't, you know, otherwise, it's, you know,
yeah, yeah, because that's,
you know what I
I
mean?
don't know. Yeah, that's, because they come in and I don't know if they say, you know, I want a half-year sticker. Or
Right.
I need a sticker, then I guess the person issuing it would be like, are you a new resident? You know,
Right.
if you want a half-year sticker,
Mhm.
I mean, it's as simple as asking them. And if they say, yo, I moved in, you know, 2 years ago, it's like, no, you get a late sticker.
Right.
If
Right.
you moved in like 6 weeks ago, yeah, but you know, this guy
Yeah, I hear
clearly,
you. That is,
had a-
yeah,
you know,
a little bit of a
So-
tough spot, yeah.
it is, it's just these weird things that pop up, you know, once the majority of the stickers are sold.
And there's always somebody looking to beat the system.
Yep,
Right, exactly.
yeah,
And
and,
The right
or-
person there, she's like, give me the money. You know, you come to the check, give me the money. And I want the late fee too.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I don't know.
She's
strange.
good at it.
Yeah,
Well, if you want a half-year sticker, you have to leave your firstborn at the transfer station until you come back
Yeah.
with proof.
yeah.
Well,
Well, that
that's a
should
little
be,
scary.
well, we may need to reiterate if somebody wants a half-year sticker that need some sort of proof of when they moved or ask them.
Hmm.
You know, it
Yeah.
should be as simple as that because there were 2 that came through within a couple weeks.
Well, it seems to
So-
me if they're coming in and they want a half-year sticker, their license, if they're new, their license is probably some other town.
Or
Well, they do.
registration, because that's what
They're
you asked
required.
for,
Registration.
registration.
You're
Right, but
right,
that's,
Paul.
yeah, but some people never change that either, but,
Yeah, but your
um,
license, you're supposed to change immediately within weeks.
right.
of- Yeah.
Yeah, you have 30 days for Massachusetts general law, or
Is that
state law.
what, yeah, okay.
But that doesn't mean people do it. Because
Right.
Sue's point was like, well, where have they been throwing their trash the past 6 months? And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I know that they check for stickers. They're usually pretty diligent when it comes to
Oh,
the
yeah.
late fees, so I would think, you know, I don't know.
Hmm. I think that's a discussion we'll put on the board to keep thinking about here.
Well,
Yeah.
it's, spring's coming, so I just thought we'd get some of this crap out of the way.
Definitely.
Back, because then we'll be doing 4 hearings a night and we won't have time for all this stuff.
Right.
Look at Billy. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, I don't have anything more.
I do
Oh, we
not
do have
either.
one more thing, changes to transfer station flyer,
Yeah,
or is that on
well,
hold?
yeah,
gonna
that's
hold on
on
that?
hold until we figure out what the rates might be or.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold for
But,
new
you know,
rates.
It
Okay,
was all those brilliant thoughts I had last Friday. I
yep,
put them out of my head.
yep.
Billy,
Yes.
you got any issues
No.
besides ours?
Just watching cartoons on the side, I see the smile.
How's the boy doing driving, Billy?
He hasn't taken his permit exam yet. It's 60 days to do it online. So over
Oh,
break.
okay.
Over break.
Ooh.
Yep.
The fun
Springtime's
begins.
better. Yeah,
Mm.
just
Yeah.
a question.
All right, if we have nothing else, do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion tonight. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll move it.
Okay. All in favor, Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
Aye.
Paul, I as well. Bill, thank you. Donna, thank you.